So this isn't just petty, it's wedding warfare. Sister versus sister, but make it bridezilla meets Bond villain. Let's get into this delicious drama. Did I destroy my sister's entire wedding? Just to prove a point? The day Eliza got engaged, our mother cried more than she did. And I mean full-on, shoulder-shaking sobs like someone had died. That should have been the first red flag. But I was too distracted by the diamond on Eliza's hand, the crowd of overzealous bridesmaids, forming before the champagne even chilled, and the whisper that slipped from my aunt's lips. Finally, the good daughter gets her day. I wish I could say I let that comment slide, but it lodged itself somewhere deep, right next to all the other quiet digs and crooked comparisons I had collected growing up. I was the complicated one. The single one. The one who left our small town for college and didn't come back. The one who didn't talk about her love life. The one who, according to my sister, turned every holiday into a therapy session. I kept my distance for the first few months of her engagement. Sent polite texts. Liked all the bridal shower prep pics she posted. I RSVP'd to events, then bowed out last minute, citing work. I could feel the tension curling between us like smoke through a cracked door, but we both pretended it wasn't there. Until the seating chart. Eliza emailed me a link. No note, just a link. It opened a shared Google Doc titled Final Wedding Guest List and Seating. I scanned through it and stopped cold. Table 9. Sandwiched between our childhood babysitter and a former neighbor who once accused my mom of stealing garden tools. And across from me, Aunt Laura. My stomach dropped. Aunt Laura had outed me to our entire family in a Facebook post 3 years ago. I hadn't spoken to her since. I texted Eliza, "Why am I seated with Aunt Laura?" No reply. I emailed. Nothing. I waited 2 days before calling. She picked up, chipper. "Hey Yee, what's up? Why am I at table 9 with Aunt Laura?" A beat. Then, "Look, it's not about you. I needed to balance the tables. You can't be difficult about this." I am not being difficult. You sat me with someone who literally violated my privacy and never apologized. She said she was sorry on Facebook. She tagged me in a Bible verse. That's not an apology. Look, it's my day. Can't you just be the bigger person? I hung up. Then I booked a meeting with a wedding planner. See, Eliza wasn't the only one getting married that summer. I had gotten engaged, quietly, to my partner of 5 years, Jules. We had always planned a small, private courthouse thing. No drama, just love. But something in me snapped. Let's throw a wedding? I told Jules, a big one. I thought we didn't want to feed that machine, she said. We're going to break it. We set the date. 3 weeks before Eliza's lax, we rented the exact same venue. Same florist, same photographer. Every vendor she bragged about, we booked first. It wasn't hard. Our family is tight-knit, but also terrible at secrets. All I had to do was mention we were finally getting married, and the invitations practically sent themselves. My mom was stunned but pleased. 2 weddings! Double the blessings! Eliza called me at 11:47 p.m. the night we sent out invites. Her voice was shaking. "You booked the manor? The rose room? You do not own it, Eliza? Are you trying to upstage me?" "You mean by getting married first?" "I just didn't want to be seated at a table with a bigot." She hung up. The next few weeks were a silent war. Eliza changed her wedding date. We changed ours back. She called the florist and tried to cancel our booking, claimed we stole her theme. The florist, bless her, emailed me the call recording. Eliza lost it. She sent an email to our entire extended family accusing me of weaponizing my sexuality for attention. She CC'd our grandparents, our pastor. I replied with screenshots, years of texts. Every cutting comment, every ignored boundary, every time she used the phrase, "Our family can only handle one dramatic daughter." I didn't even need to editorialize. I let her words hang in the inbox like laundry on a shame line. Half our cousins pulled out of her wedding. The other half sent apology texts to me. My wedding was beautiful. Jules wore burgundy velvet and I wore white. Our mom cried again, but this time it was different, quieter, maybe more complicated. Eliza's wedding went ahead, smaller, hushed, no speeches. I wasn't invited. Neither were half the people she grew up with. Last week, she sent me a single-line text. "Hope you got what you wanted." I didn't reply. I do not know if I ever will. But every time I look at my wedding album, I do not see revenge. I see reclamation. So, was I the a-hole for ruining my sister's wedding to prove a point? Okay, but the level of petty perfection here. I am in awe. Like, forget Team Edward versus Team Jacob. I am team I booked the same damn florist just to prove a point. Let's be real. OP didn't just crash the wedding circuit. She launched a full-scale counter-gala. And the fact that she played it cool while her sister had a nuclear meltdown in group emails? Iconic. This wasn't revenge. This was a full-blown emotional exposé, curated like an art installation. And Eliza. Girl. You cried harder at your own engagement than you did at the wedding? Your sister quietly announces her marriage and your first move is to try canceling her florist? That's not my day energy. That's villain origin story energy. And the way OP replied with receipts, she didn't swing back. She printed the transcripts, hung the dirty laundry, set it to music, lit it with fairy lights, and invited the entire extended family to view the exhibit. Honestly, I do not think OP ruined Eliza's wedding. I think Eliza imploded her own wedding on contact with a boundary for the first time in her life. Not the a-hole. You didn't destroy her wedding, you just stopped playing supporting actress in her fairy tale. Big difference. She said be the bigger person and OP said okay, but at a better venue, 3 weeks earlier. Family trauma doesn't vanish just because someone's wearing a white dress. OP protected her peace and finally made her own happy ending. Both sisters went full Hunger Games when therapy could have fixed it. Just saying. If this sibling saga gave you life, hit like and drop a comment below. Bonus points if it includes the phrase weaponizing my sexuality for attention. I dare you.